Hello, my name is Rivas Majoki and I'm an author, a poet, many things. There's a section about me. Maybe even this video will come in the section about me. It depends where my mind will go. Anyway, I started to do some videos to make inner cleansing. Like I'm trying to rearrange my living space. I'm trying to rearrange my mental space so I can have new ideas, because I feel that it's time for new ideas. I brought many things to completion, so I don't know. I think for something new is in order. But as anything I create, it got a hold on me, because I discovered years ago that it's the same thought process that you use in it, the same headspace. No matter, are you arguing with someone, are you grieving something, are you solving a problem, are you writing poems, are you recording videos, everything uses the same head. You have just one head and I can do only one thing at a time. So at the moment I'm creating YouTube videos and I'm scheduling them to be released later. That's a good thing. It will free me a month worth of not thinking about YouTube at all. I hopefully will finish a novel in that month. There's a novel I want to finish. Anyway, I wanted to speak about how I am a vagabond. I feel like I'm a vagabond, and someone who moves around and never settles. Not in the sense of the old sense of the world, but just someone who moves a lot. Because with my parents, when I was a child, I moved quite a lot. They switched places until they found their more stable home they bought, and then they divorced and we moved some more, and then I moved away and I moved some more. Anyway, I had 11 addresses so far, 12 if you consider this one twice, because I returned here after my divorce. So 13, a new cycle is about to begin. Anyway, although I might have counted wrong, I always count wrong. That's my why I'm bad at math. I always love to talk about things I'm bad at. I don't know. We live in an age that is so obsessed with perfection, with flawless look, with flawless scores, with everything flawless, and I'm always like, I'm bad at this, I'm bad at that. I don't know, it keeps me humble. After all, I am Catholically raised, and I think that humility is something to strive for. I think it's a virtue. So, and also I do like to have a realistic outlook on myself, because I think that being a narcissist is my biggest fear, that I will turn into a narcissist. And I think it took me years to just say, look, if something is objectively good about me, it's not vanity, it's just fact. I have things that are objectively good about me. Maybe that's the reason why I'm so comfortable and happy to share the things that are bad with me. Anyway, what was I saying? I was saying that I was moving a lot and I'm bad at numbers. Yes, I'm bad at numbers, and that too relates with me being left-handed and not knowing it, because I think the switching of the brain you need to write with your wrong hand probably affected my ability to transcribe list of numbers without a fault. Anyway, my child is moving around. I will have to start this segment all over again, or should I leave it with the sounds in the background? I don't know. I'll keep talking, so we'll see how loud it is. I don't have the luxury of solitude, so I don't know. Interference happen, and I'm sometimes not inclined to repeat myself, even if it's not perfect. That's in my coloring book. A quote of mine. Imperfections are just a place where we meet the world, where we end and the world begins. I think that it went that way. Anyway, my coloring book will be out shortly. I made the wrong cover, so they made me do it again. And my child is distracting me. They are so cute. Anyway, I will press on no matter what. This is most probably the video I will delete later on anyway, so let's me talk. And sorry for the distractions. So, left-handedness, yes. And I was unable to transcribe numbers correctly. I never got equations wrong. I never got that I don't understand the subject. I would the minus would turn into plus. A digit will be replaced, and the result will be wrong. That's why my teacher, my professor at university that taught me statistics, gave me a pass on my exam from statistics on one condition, that I never work with money because I'm unable to count and transcribe numbers. It was like, I can't understand this. You did everything right. Oh, it's obvious that you understand it all, and all equations are applied properly, but every result you had is wrong. I just transcribed one digit wrong and everything went to hell. It's this long. You have to transcribe numbers. I don't have attention span to transcribe numbers evenly. Why was I saying that? I have no idea. Let's move on. So I moved a lot. That's maybe it was 10 addresses and then 11. I won't count now. Anyway, I'm near a new cycle, so I'm always looking forward to new things. We moved a lot, and I don't know, I got accustomed to changing addresses, to changing environment, and the longest period of time I was on one place was my last address. It was 14 years there. I think, yes, it was, no, yes, 14 years. And maybe a 13 and something. So, I don't know, to think of myself to get a place to get old in is such a strange thought. Like, I can't get my headspace around that idea. People spend their lives on one spot their whole lives. I don't know. I'm used to moving. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, I moved in my independent life when I was 19, and I moved straight from my parents' house, my father's house, because my parents were already divorced then, with my then boyfriend, now ex-husband. And just the fact that I was 19, all right, it was just a week before my 20th birthday, and we were already together for a long time. It wasn't a rash decision. It was a thought out decision that at the time was right, and I still think it was a good decision. But it isn't surprising that things turned out like they did. Just the fact that he is 9 years older than me, and that I was so young and I never lived alone, I think it's enough for explain any marriage failing. But I think what connected us then were similar problems we had to solve in our lives, similar family dynamics, and when those problems were resolved on some level, we were left with nothing in common, really. But when I was younger, I never thought it was important to have something in common with your partner. It was like, I don't know, we'll make it work. It's enough that there is an initial attraction. Let's just do this. Let's go. Let's live. And we lived, and it was alright. It was a good 17 years. But when it came to an end, it was easier for me to bear the failure, because at the time I did think of it as a failure, because the younger me was very adamant against divorce, and I thought that any relationship I have has to last forever. I still like that idea, but the sentence that comforted me is the one that says, divorce isn't something that ends good marriages, it's something that ends bad marriages, and it's a good thing for bad marriage to end, for marriage that doesn't serve people who are in it. So, yes, what made it easier for me to bear the separation was the awareness that I never lived alone, and that I was very tired of living with someone who doesn't agree with me, and that I wouldn't mind some solitude. And I told myself then that I would like to live alone with my children, of course, but they are children, I am alone, for at least 4 years. And now those 4 years have passed. I have to renew my contract with myself, and I was playing with the thought that I renew it for 10 more years because I love it so much. It's nice. I don't know. I like my own company, and the relaxation of not being obligated to answer to no one and to just do things as they come. The just bachelor, not bachelor, it would imply I went around, no, just the solitude of it, the ability to choose to leave the dishes unwashed, to be messy as much as I wanted. And I am messy, the creative part of me, but I don't know, I like the order, although I'm not a very good housewife. Anyway, it was fun and it was all right. But I think I will have to let someone in sooner or later, and that's why I'm doing my cleanse. I want to get rid of reminds of the past. I want to close loops. I want to move on. In comments about my video, there was this song of I don't know, some band called Airpods 77s, and it was about kissing someone while thinking of someone else, and I was like, no, I would never do that to someone. No matter is it a celebrity or is it someone ordinary. I think that's the worst feeling, when you're someone's second best, and I don't want to do that to anyone. And just not being the best for your partner is bad enough. I don't know. I would just like to cleanse myself and from the past and just start afresh. And in my 4 years of solitude, I moved. I was a handyman. I was a good handyman. I assembled my furniture. I painted my walls. I was always a handyman, but I really love that side of me, to fight with mold and to fix things, to clean pipes. But there are things I can't do. I have strong muscles, but my power drill got stuck with it's anyway, I can't unstuck it, and I asked my friend and my ex to try, but they failed to. And I'm hesitant to ask some random dude from across the stairs because how will that be interpreted? So I will probably sell it like that to someone who can unscrew it or take it to a repair shop. And then I had my writing streak, where I wrote for a year from down till dusk, and it was marvelous. And I wrote so much that I think it will take 10 years to make second drafts and full novels out of that raw material. And then I went to Kdramas, and for a half of a year I watched non-stop. It was marvelous. Asians are so handsome. I don't know. When people say that it's racist to put on your profile that you don't like black people or colored people or whatever, I always think attraction is such a discriminatory thing. It's the most discriminatory thing ever. It not only discriminates race, it discriminates gender, it discriminates height, it discriminates posture, it discriminates personality. The attraction is such a narrow thing. It's predetermined with your parents and with your people you saw when you were very little, and you can't call it a racist. It's just an attraction. It's not something people have power over and can rationally control who they are attracted to. And my friend always found it strange that I find Asians more attractive than other races. But when I realized just how strong Asian characteristics are in my family, it was like, oh, in me too, I do have even this. Anyway, it's just the matter of your growing up, of who your parents are, or who you knew when you were a child. Anyway, it's such a strange thing. But I went to Kdramas, I don't know, to replenish my romantic side, because I felt that I became too dry, too rational, and too content with myself, like it is in my own bubble of solitude. And it did help. It is nice to see people loving each other and striving and succeeding, having destinies, having relationships. It's nice, and I learned a part of Korean words, and it's fun to delve into a new language that isn't my own. I love languages. I understand Spanish, and I even can read it a bit, but that's easy. That was easy to learn because I was exposed to Spanish while I was a child, because I love to watch soap operas in Spanish. It's the best thing ever. The drama, the passion, the love. I love it. And when in 2009, in 6 months, we were obsessed with one series. It was enough to watch 200 episodes of that series without titles for me to start understand Spanish. But Spanish is such it's a Latin language, and it's similar to English, and it's similar to Italian, and it shares words with Croatian too, because we all have our Latin roots, and it's the similar language. I listened to Korean for 6 months, and now I can understand few words. And I can see the similarity between that and Croatian, but to understand that language, it would take a lot more of practice. Anyway, I was talking about myself being a vagabond. When I started to watch South Korean shows and showed my sister, look, oh, how handsome this man is. Oh, this man is handsome. Oh, look. It was such a revelation, because I rarely think of people as handsome, and they are really, there's a whole library of them, because they have, and it took me a while to realize that they have some features similar to my own face. So I was like, it's just vanity. It's always vanity. So my sister answered to me, if you move to South Korea, I won't follow you there. The farthest I will go is London. I was like, people have such an opinion about me that I'm really a vagabond that will rise her anchor and move just anywhere if an opportunity presents itself. They probably aren't wrong. But South Korea is too far, and their culture is very different, and I don't know the language. I wouldn't move there. And although they are handsome, I didn't see anyone I would feel I could connect to and understand. It's just attraction is for me always connected with understanding, with communication, because I think attraction is not something, but at least for me, physical, that comes with a perfect appearance, with a perfect body. It comes with a certain kind of compatibility, with certain kind of, oh, I could understand this person, I could talk to this person, I like this person's opinions, this is something fun. And it takes years for me to come to that stage, and usually at that stage I'm already friends with people, and it's always, I know you already, we are not compatible, although you are attractive now, it will pass in few days, and just wait for it, it will pass, we'll continue with friends. And that's usually how it plays out for me, and it became too personal, and I will delete it. I will probably publish it to see it how it looks, and then delete it later and try to, or I'll try a new version right away. Anyway, I'll keep on talking just in case that when I rewatch it, I don't find it too embarrassing to publish, because I am shameless on many levels, because I practiced not to feel shame. When you're raised Catholic, you're raised to be shamed of everything. And to deconstruct that, it takes years. And I needed to deconstruct that because I don't want to live in such shame. Everything about me is shameful. And I don't know, to think of myself as a public person, I always wanted to experience that, but I will have to train myself to speak less, to not drop names, and to not make people uncomfortable. That is a training I'm always doing because other people are not as shameless as I am and not as comfortable as I am with myself. So, anyway, was that it? That was it. I'll probably try another take on this or decide that it's not relevant in my about section. Anyway, see you around and wish me luck with my uncluttering and starting a new something. I don't know, hopefully better. See you around. Bye.